Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I hope that you all are doing okay. Um, Today we'll be having personal pronouns. I will share my screen and we can start. Okay, so first off, you log in using the aplusstudent.com and then you click on your name. Moving on to language art grade 5. Okay, and we will look for personal pronouns. Okay, so this is personal pronouns. So we will go on with the first lesson, which is choose between subject and object pronouns. Hi, Matthew. So this is the first lesson we will have. Okay. So let's go through the explanation now. You can use a subject pronoun as the subject of a sentence or clause. So let's write some things here. So we have subject pronoun, and you can use subject pronoun as the subject of a sentence. So subject pronoun is used as the subject. Used as the subject of a sentence. Of a sentence. Okay. So that's what we have as the subject pronoun. And then it tells who is doing something, and it's usually at the beginning of the sentence. Hi, everyone. So it's going to tell you who is doing something, who is doing something, and it's at the beginning of the sentence. Beginning of the sentence. Okay. So that's it for the subject pronoun. Okay, so note that it is the subject of a sentence or a clause. Then it tells you who is doing something, so who is doing the action in the sentence, and it's also usually at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, now the subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, and they. Okay, so these are the subject pronoun. These are all the subject pronoun that we have. Okay, I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. All these are subject pronouns. They will be used in the beginning of the sentence. They also tell you who is doing something in the sentence, and they are used as the subjects. Okay, so moving on, we have an example here which says, I hugged Rick. The subject pronoun I is the subject of the sentence. So you have, I hugged Rick. That's an example. You can also have, they are playing outside. They are playing outside. So they are playing outside. It's also showing us they as the subject of the sentence. It tells you what they are doing outside, and it's at the beginning. It's always at the start. I think that she is reading the book beside the tree. I think. I also there is the subject, because I could be you, it could be me. So it's either me and you thinking. Okay, so I can say, I think she's reading the book beside the tree. So who is the subject thinking? Me. Yes. So it's still the subject. And this sentence that you just gave us, I think that she's reading the book, it has the subject and it also has the object. And we are moving on to that. Okay, so you're welcome. So we can also have some examples like we have there. I think that she's reading. That's a good example, everyone. And we can also have he thinks, for example, he thinks she's sick. Yeah, so this is also another example. He is thinking that she is sick. So he's the subject, he's the one doing the thinking. Okay, and it is at the beginning of the sentence. So note that the subject pronoun will always start the sentence. Okay, so we are doing pronoun. If it was like nouns, the subject nouns are usually like name of people. It could be me, it could be anybody's name starting the sentence. For example, it can be Jane is cooking. So that's like a noun. But we're doing pronoun, and these are pronouns. Okay, so that's it for the subject. Now we'll move on to the objects. Yeah, you're welcome. Uh, yeah, we are learning personal pronouns. That's our lesson today. Personal pronouns. Okay, so moving on to the object pronoun. So we have object pronouns first. Now we have object pronoun. Okay, so what is object pronoun used for? Object pronoun is used after an action verb. Okay, so object pronoun is used after an action verb. And action verbs that we have is just like when you say running, dancing, cooking, that is doing the action. Okay, moving. So yeah, object pronoun is used after an action verb. You can also use an object pronoun after a preposition. So after a preposition also, after a preposition, take notes. And prepositions are like on, for, before, all these are preposition, beside. Okay, so um like at, for, on, to, or with. So these are like the prepositions. Okay, all these are like examples of prepositions that sometimes the object pronoun comes after. Now the object pronouns are me, you, her, it, us, and them. Okay, so these are the object pronouns, example of all the object pronouns. So we have me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. Okay, all these are object pronoun. So now you can have sentences like this with the object pronoun. Rick hugs me. Okay, so instead of I hug Rick, I is this, that's the subject. Now you're saying Rick hugs me. Okay, remember, like I said, that object pronoun usually comes after an action verb, and hug is also an action verb that is doing something. Okay, you're hugging somebody, that's an action verb. Okay, so you have Rick hugs me, action. Okay, so now the me here stands as the object pronoun, of course, and hugs there is the action verb. Okay, so now it says that Rick smiles at me. Rick also smiles at me. Me there also is object pronoun, and it is used after preposition at. So in this situation, in this one, it is used after an action verb, and Rick smiles at me, it is after a preposition at. Okay, so like I've said, object pronoun can be used after an action verb or after a preposition. So now this brings us back to the question that we were asked earlier on. So subject pronoun is always at the beginning, and object pronoun can never ever be at the beginning. It's usually in between the sentence. It could be at the end, or it could be in between the sentence, but it's definitely after an action verb, after a preposition. So that's the difference between subject pronoun and object pronoun. Okay. So let's have some more examples. Can you guys leave some examples on the chat box for the object pronoun? And also you can leave, okay, let's go with the object pronoun first. So the object pronoun, leave some examples. The object pronoun, okay. Give some examples of object pronoun. Okay. Okay. Please let us know. Okay. You have any example? She's playing with her near the park. Okay. She's playing with her near the park. Now the her there, her there, the her is the object pronoun. Okay. He's playing against his best friend in the game next Saturday. So we also have his, okay. Then her there, her, the first sentence, her is object pronoun. He is also. Then they are mad at her because she's being very mean to the new girl. Okay, her. So you have the object pronoun there. Ijoma says you're smart. Okay, you all are smart. Yeah, you all are very, very smart. So yeah. We are inviting him to join our friend. Okay. No, we are inviting him to join our friend. We have we there. We can say we as the subject pronoun. Okay. And yeah, we can use that this sentence as the subject pronoun. We are inviting him to join our friend. Okay, so these are all examples of subject pronoun, object pronoun. Okay, and let's look at some examples before we move on to the test. It says select the correct pronoun to complete the sentence. So challenge you to a game of table tennis. So you would have to pick the right pronoun that completes the sentence. And it says we challenged you to a game of table tennis. Okay? Okay, let's move on to the test. We can fully understand the examples there. Please let me know your answers. If you know it, please send your answer on the chats. She's happy for him because his grandma successfully finished the surgery. Exactly. She, subject. She's talking with her worst friend. She, also subject pronoun. So moving on to this test. Select the correct pronoun to complete the sentence. Dyed his hair purple for Halloween. So which of the above? He is the correct pronoun. Okay. So he dyed his hair purple. Okay. He. All right. Good. Perfect. Now we also have, do you think the judge will select? Do you think the judges will select her or she? Which of them? Do you think the judges will select her or she? Which of them? Which of the above? Which of the above? Which of. Yeah. Okay. Do you think the judges will select her or she? Her is the correct pronoun. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Do you think the judges will select her? Remember to tell your parents that you appreciate them or they. Remember to tell your parents that you appreciate them or they. Okay? Them or they. Which one? Them or they. Okay? Them or they. Okay, them is the correct. Okay? That you appreciate them. Exactly. So, all of you listening, make sure you tell your parents today that you appreciate them. Okay? The mosquito buzzed around and then bit me or I. Which of the above? Bit me or I? Bit me or I? Me or I? Mm-hmm. So me or I? Me is the correct. Okay. So we have me here. All right. Challenge you to a game of table tennis. We or us challenge you to a game of table tennis. So we, okay, challenge you to a game of table tennis. We challenge you to a game of table tennis. When Vera is upset, she always confides in him or he. Always confides in he or him. Okay. Let's see. Him, in him. Okay. So let me know, everyone. Do you have any question with choosing the subject and object pronouns? Any question, or you all understand everything? Okay. Which of the above? Do you have any question? Any question? Confide. When we say confide, is just like you have a problem and the person you run to and you always talk to. Yeah, that is confide. So someone you tell all your secrets, that's confide. You trust the person. Okay? So that's confide. Any other question? Any other question? Okay, welcome. Let's go now to the next lesson. Okay, since the first one for subject and object pronoun is understood. So compound subject and object with I and me. So you have the compound subjects, I and me. So, like I've said before, I is a subject pronoun. Do you have a question, Ijama, before we continue? Any questions before we continue, Ijoma? Or no question? Let me know, everyone, if there's one question or none. We okay. Well, I think she's behind. All right. So, I is a subject pronoun. You can use it as the subject of a sentence or clause, like we said in the other part. It tells that the speaker is doing something, and it is usually at the beginning of the sentence. So of course, I is the subject pronoun and is the sentence of of the subject of the sentence. So let me highlight it for us. I'm going to highlight this one. Um, okay. So let's take note of the I. This particular lesson we're having is just I and me. Okay. So the subject pronoun I is the subject of the sentence. So take note that most times when you see I starting the sentence, it is the subject. Me is an object. On the other hand, me is the object. So if you see me, know that it's the object. Okay? So me is an object and I is the subject. You can use it after an action verb. It's just the same thing like the object pronoun that we did in the first lesson. So you use me as an action verb. You can also use after a preposition, of course. So I hug Rick. I there is what the subject pronoun this I. And then Rick hugs me. Me here is the object pronoun. Okay. Now, when a pronoun is connected to a noun with the word and okay, let's go on again. When a pronoun is connected to a noun with the word and, just like Rick and I, or right like or Rick and me, okay. When you have and in between the pronoun and the noun, it can be hard to tell which pronoun is correct. So to tell which one is correct, look at the sentence without the other noun. Okay, sometimes you have a noun and a pronoun, and they are joined together in the sentence with and. Okay, so and is connecting the both of them. So sometimes it is very hard to choose, because if, for example, you can have Rick and I like the teacher, excuse me. Rick and I like the teacher. So now I could probably be missing, or yeah, the object could probably be missing. So you have to be the one to choose the right object that is suitable for the sentence. Okay? So if ever you have noun and pronoun together, so you to tell which one is correct, you have to look at the sentence without the other noun. Okay, so for example, you have Rick and I like the teacher. So to tell which one is the correct answer, you have to remove the Rick. Okay, take away the Rick, try to ignore it, and then you read the sentence, I like the teacher. Okay, that means it makes sense. But if, for example, you say Rick and me like the teacher, you put me here. Okay, now take away Rick, you would see that me like the teacher doesn't make sense. Yeah, Ijoma, I'm also Nigerian, I know from your name. So you would see that it doesn't make sense when you put me. Okay, all right, so imagine that you put me here in place of this I, and then you say, oh, I want to check if it's correct. Then you take away the Rick, and you take Rick and Ann, and then you say me like the teacher. You see, it is incorrect. Okay, so I is used as the subject of the sentence. Now the teacher likes Rick and me. So you can say the teacher likes Rick and me, because if you remove the noun Rick and you say the teacher likes me, it makes sense. Look at it here. But if you say the teacher likes Rick and I, no. If you take away the noun Rick, it will be the teacher likes I, and that is not correct. So you have to be able to look at both of the nouns and the pronouns there to make sure that whatever pronoun you're choosing is the right one. Okay, so let's look at an example. Mr. Duran greeted my classmates and me. Is it gonna be Mr. Duran greeted my classmates and me, or greeted my classmates and I? So like I've said, you can try. Okay, so you can, for example, say Mr. Duran greeted me. If you take away classmates, you see if it's right. Mr. Dura greeted me, or he greeted I. So what will be the right pronoun there? Okay, so it will be Mr. Durang greeted me, because if you take away classmates, then you see that it's either I or me. So if you put I there, it's incorrect. But if you put me, then it's perfect. Now we have the monkey grunted at the man and I, or and me. The monkey grunted at the man and I, or and me. So you have to choose. The monkey grunted at me or grunted at I. That's a problem. So you have to make sure you choose the right pronoun. Okay? You pick the right pronoun that completes the sentence. Is it gonna be I or me? So it is me, because if you use I, then no, it's not correct. But if you use me, it's perfect. My friends, and this space is the one empty before celebrated. So you have my friends and dash celebrated yesterday. So it could be my friends and me, or my friends and I celebrated yesterday. But if you take away my friends and you say me celebrated yesterday, it's incorrect. But if you say I celebrated yesterday, it is perfect. Okay, all right, so let's move on to the test. Now complete the correct pronoun to complete select the correct pronoun to complete the sentence. Okay, so give me your answers. Mr. Thornton hired my cousins and I, or my cousins and me. So if you take away, okay, if you take away my cousins, what would be the right answer? What's the right pronoun? Okay, me. Okay, Mr. Thornton hired my cousins and me. Because if you said hired me, it's correct. Okay, because you cannot say hired I. Rena and Dash blend the milkshake. So is it Rena and me blend the milkshake, or Rena and I blend the milkshake? Choose the right one here. Rena and me or Rena and I? Rena and I or Rena and me? What's the right one? So, let's see. Because you will not like me the way I am. I is the correct pronoun. I. Okay. Sharon dash I blamed ourselves. Sharon and Dash blamed ourselves. Sharon and me, or I. Sharon and Dash what? So what's it? Ijoma, if people don't like you for you who you are, don't care about them. Stand strong and believe in yourself. Okay? You're beautiful, you're smart, you're strong. So believe in yourself, like yourself for who you are. You're special and you're created wonderfully. So ignore whatever people do. Just be you and don't change for anyone. Okay? Yes, exactly. They shouldn't do that. Okay, very, very amazing. And you all here are amazing. You're very special. Okay, so don't let anybody bring you down. All right. So Sharon and I blamed ourselves. So Mrs. Harding introduced the other artist and dash. So is it Miss Harding introduced the other artist and me, or and I? Let me know your answer. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Me is the correct pronoun. Okay. So me. Good. All right. The other campers and dash paddled canoes. The other campers and dash paddled canoes. So I or me. I or me. Which one? Okay. I, the other campers and dash paddled canoes. I is the correct. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. The monkey grunted at the man and dash. I or me. Okay. Okay. Which one? Okay, me. All right. All right. So, Mr. Fletcher greeted my classmates and I or me. Mm-hmm. Okay, what's it? Yeah, it's Miss Jada. Yeah, it's Jada today. Okay. Yeah. What's it? Greeted my classmate and me or I. Hmm. So what's this one? Me or I? Okay. All right. So me. All right. So you all let me know. Do you have any questions between the I and me? Subject and object. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Any questions from these? Mm, okay. This is a good answer. Okay, good. So you all tell me, do you have a question from the object and pronoun that we just had? Okay, no questions. So do you have any questions from any other thing before we end today? We have we have three other lessons, but it will be done in the next class. Okay, the three other lessons will be completed in the next lesson. But aside that, let me know. Do you have questions from any other parts? Okay, any other part? Any other thing? Something you want to ask? Okay, let me know if there is any question. Okay, let me see your chat. No questions, Miss Jadder. Okay, perfect. Ijamba, do you have a question? You're the only one left to answer. Any other question, Ijama? I think you're behind. Okay. Did we learn me and I? Yeah, we just learned, yeah, I and me, I as the subject, me as the object. Yeah, we had two lessons from personal pronouns. Okay. And beside, if you've not done this lesson before, try to complete it. Okay? Try to complete it. If you've not done this lesson before, if it's your first time, then you have to complete this. Okay, that we learn, right? Yeah. So that's what we learn. What's your name? Um, what's your name? Tell me your name. The letters. Before you go, what's your name? I don't know your name. Tell me. What's your name? Hmm. Okay, I think you left already. All right. Everyone, if you have no question, okay, great. It's nice that. Mm, Yeah, I think she's behind. Okay, so if you guys have no questions, we'll end now. Do have a good night and see you next time. Bye, everyone. Yeah. Bye, guys.